da jemand die Kurse gefahren. Ich mache Eis runter.
Is there a way, because like I said, stop playing around, I saw a guy here.
So you have steering, you have suspension, the shocks are working, you have full collision detection, so it's a full physical simulation of a car. You can control the steering in Thinking Particles with all procedural setup you want. You can control the speed, braking. We have all the parameters set up here where the steering controls are. You can have the speed, the angle. Right now we have a random steering angle. You can control it in any way you like, all with Thinking Particles. So you have now just a random steering. Now the car goes in this direction. And these are all particles. So you can have hundreds of cars following. You can use collision detection, distance, operations, everything Thinking Particles offers you. You can also use the deformation, all kinds of dynamics offered by Thinking Particles.
Maybe not like this.
That's funny. He's stacking the cars.
Dinner. Yeah, for sure.
And you can put cars on a path, and you will see the steering works automatically on the path. So you can draw any kind of spline and the car will correctly steer. You just have a speed for the car and then it will follow your path. So you can have a city simulation, have cars following a path, and steering, suspension, everything will work. We do support trailers, so you can have trailers with 2 wheels or 4 wheels or as many wheels as you want. And you just have the new joints where you can attach trailers to the car. And then you can have a camper or a huge truck and all kinds of stuff. And everything is physically accurate, so you have also the shocks and suspension as well. You can put unlimited trailers, so you can create trains and everything you like. Yeah, it's all procedural. That's our new rope system we have. It's the rope operator, so you can turn any spline. You just draw a spline on the ship, the ropes, power lines, any spline, you just pick it and it turns it into a rope. So it's very fast and efficient. Draw your object, build your stuff with splines, and you can attach to the spline objects. And you can control how bouncy it is, how strong, all these aspects and parameters. So here's the damping, he's just changing the rope. Now it's more stiff. So it's no longer like rubber, it's more stiff, like a real metal chain rope. And now it's more like rubber. So here you adjust the rope. You can have a fixed start, so you have a rope like this, or you have a fixed end, then you have a rope like this, or you have both fixed, then you have like a string. And we have other new features. We have real flow integration, so you can load real flow bin files. If you use real flow for fluid stuff, you can load them in. And then from this loaded data, you can spawn new particles, you can do all kinds of effects. That's another nice sample. We have particles, we have a rule searching for the nearest object. Particle will search and shoot, and when the rocket hits the plane, it destroys the plane and you have trails falling down. So you can shoot a lot of rockets, it will search automatically the nearest object. So we have the setup where we have the airplanes created, particles, how many rockets, so we can shoot now 20 rockets. So we shoot much more rockets, so we are able to hit more planes. And each rocket will search for the nearest plane. So you can create this kind of setups really easy with thinking particles. We also have new joints, the bullet joints. They are much more complex than the joints we had in TP4. So you have much more control now where joints can fix, bring other objects with it. And that's all controlled by the joint helpers. You see, you have the momentum stuff going over. Then we have sliding joints, rotating and ball and sliding joints. So we have a lot of different joint types. But the core is now in there. We have the bullet engine there. We need to stabilize it and then we can do great stuff. And it's really fast. It has multiple solvers. We have solvers for GPU, multi-threading, so it supports multiple cores. So yeah. So on Sucker Punch, the Zeppelin sequence, all the steel frame of the Zeppelin itself was done with thinking particles. So they, Pixelmondo did this shot. They have a script that places the joints on the steel frame, and all the steel frame, this is done by thinking particles. So you can have the joints, give it a force when it breaks, so you can do really complex simulations with that. And they even connect it with their cloth solution. Yeah, that's a joint strength. Yeah, you can make it like rubber or steel and all this kind of things. So you can adjust the strength of the joint. So that's all the broken joints already, the steel there. And that's the scene where everything burns, and this is done with Fume FX, so this is all computer generated. And that's the sequence in the movie where the Zeppelin crashes down. That's now the different layers, how they did it. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, there is a